Today we are diving into a really cool material that is quietly starting a revolution in medicine. It's called a polymeric oleogel. Now that sounds super technical, I know, but the basic idea is so clever and could totally change everything, from the supplements you take to how we treat really serious injuries.
So let me ask you this. What if you could take something like plain old vegetable oil, a liquid that spills and makes a mess, and somehow give it structure? What if you could turn it into a stable, almost solid material that holds its shape, all while keeping all the good stuff inside?
Well, this is what it looks like. And no, that's not a block of lard or butter. That is literally just vegetable oil that's been trapped inside a microscopic scaffold. This is an oleogel. And this simple-looking block is opening up some absolutely incredible new doors, especially in the world of medicine.
Okay, so how on earth do you turn a liquid oil into a solid-like gel? You'd think it's some super complicated process, but it's actually way simpler than you imagine. The real genius is in the science happening on a microscopic level. So at its heart, an oleogel only has two key parts. First, you've got your liquid oil. This can be pretty much any edible oil you can think of, sunflower, olive, you name it. And second, you have the gelling agent, the oleogelator. This is the architect, the thing that's going to build the whole structure. Now, the most popular and well-studied polymer for this is something called ethyl cellulose. It's just a simple derivative of the cellulose you find in the cell walls of plants. And the process is just 3 steps: mix, heat, cool. You literally just stir the ethyl cellulose powder into your oil, and then you heat it up past 140 degrees Celsius. That's the magic number. It's glass transition temperature, which is just a fancy way of saying that's when the polymer gets soft enough to dissolve and mix in with the oil. Then, as you let it cool down, that's when the magic happens.
Because as it cools, all those little polymer chains start linking up with each other, forming this incredibly complex 3-dimensional web all throughout the oil.
And here it is. This is what that network looks like under a super powerful microscope. To get this shot, they had to freeze the sample, and it reveals this beautiful, porous, almost sponge-like matrix. All those polymer strands create millions of tiny little pockets that physically trap the liquid oil, holding it in place. And just like that, the whole thing goes from a running liquid to a stable gel.
So, okay, we've got this amazing new material. It's cool science for sure, but what can we actually do with it? Well, one of the most exciting areas is in drug delivery. Basically finding better ways to get medicine where it needs to go, starting with the creams we put on our skin.
Just think about the creams and ointments you've used. A lot of them feel greasy, right? They don't absorb very well, and sometimes the active ingredients inside can break down over time. Well, oleogels pretty much solve all of those problems. Their unique structure makes them feel non-greasy and really nice to apply. The oily base actually helps them penetrate the outer layer of our skin more effectively. And that polymer network we saw, it acts like a protective shield, keeping the medicine inside stable for much, much longer.
And this isn't just a theory, it's already being tested. Scientists are taking all sorts of common antifungal drugs, like clotrimazole for yeast infections, terbinafine for nail fungus, even ketoconazole for dandruff, and they're putting them into oleogel bases. The goal is a treatment that's more effective, lasts longer, and is just way more pleasant for the patient to use.
Okay, so it's great for things you put on your body. But what about delivering something sensitive through your body? Let's talk about probiotics, those good bacteria that are so important for your gut health.
Here's the big problem. Our stomach is an incredibly harsh, acidic environment. It's designed to break things down. So most of those delicate probiotics you swallow in a capsule, they get destroyed before they ever make it to your intestines where they're needed. But when you encapsulate them inside an oleogel, the story completely changes. That gel acts like a bodyguard, shielding the bacteria and dramatically increasing the number that survive the journey.
And here's the really crucial part. It's not just about protection, it's about controlled release. This quote from a Lund University study says it all. The oleogel doesn't just get to the gut and dump everything at once. No, it slowly releases the live bacteria over a long period, up to 2 hours, ensuring a steady supply gets to work right where it's needed most.
This amazing ability to both protect and deliver fragile things leads us to an even more powerful application, helping the body heal from serious wounds, like burns.
Second-degree burns are just notoriously difficult to treat. When that protective skin barrier is gone, you've got a huge risk of infection, you've got constant inflammation, and you often end up with some pretty significant scarring. So you can bet that finding better treatments is a massive priority for doctors.
So researchers set up a head-to-head competition. They took rats with standardized second-degree burns and compared 2 treatments, One was a traditional water-based hydrogel. The other was an oleogel. Both were loaded up with the same anti-inflammatory plant extracts, like frankincense. And for 21 days, they just watched and measured, trying to see which one would come out on top.
And wow, the results were striking. By day 14, it wasn't even close. The wounds treated with the oleogel were way smaller. They showed much less inflammation. And maybe most importantly, the skin hydration was already getting back to almost normal levels. The oleogel was simply creating a much better environment for the body to do its own healing work.
The study's own conclusion really sums it up perfectly. They found that these oleogel-based treatments have real potential clinical value. This isn't just some tiny improvement. It's a platform that could genuinely change and improve how we treat severe burns in hospitals.
So these applications are already incredible, right? But the innovation in this space is not slowing down at all. If anything, it's just getting started.
Now, scientists are working on the next generation, hybrid systems. They're making things called bigles, where they combine the best parts of an oleogel and a water-based hydrogel into one material, or emulgels, where they make a gel out of an emulsion. These new hybrids could let them deliver both oil-loving and water-loving drugs in the exact same cream, which is something that's really hard to do right now.
So when you think about it, from making our food healthier by swapping out bad fats to delivering life-saving medicine more effectively, these oleogels are an incredibly powerful and flexible new tool. The real question now is, with a platform this smart, where are we going to see it pop up next? What part of our world will these gels reshape tomorrow?